Have sex with Lucky the Lucky Way with eggs, bacon, and toast.
I don't know about that part.
Spags, bacon, and boast. Spags, bacon, and loast. Touch my butt, call me Steve with bags, bacon, and boast.
Wow. Just Steve, huh? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I'm Lucky. Here I go! This hand of mine is burning red!
And I'm Michael. Realize the only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed.
Johnny.
Your darkness swallowed up my son? Who decided that?
Erupting! Burning!
Now all of you.
Die.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky.
I'm Michael.
I'm Johnny. Hello.
And we make up Anime Casuals. We have made it, guys. It is officially 2022 as of this video. Well, as of this video coming out. So that is a weird thing, dude. I keep on thinking it's like everybody talks about like things happening in 2020. I'm like, yeah, that was this year, and I'm like, oh, it is not this year. Never mind. It is not this year.
This is the second year to disappear. This is the second one. And you know what else happened?
Yet. We're not dead yet.
We hit 200 subs.
That's true.
Excellent
very,
job.
very
Go
good
us.
point. Very good point.
Yeah,
Go
well,
us. Go
210
you.
now,
Go
but-
you guys as well for subscribing to us. We really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Man, I cannot believe you guys actually listen to us. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about, first off, welcome to the Casual Discussion, where we discuss all things in a casual lens. But yeah, we are going to be talking about our picks for anime of the year of 2021. Really excited about this, actually. There were a lot of dude, when I looked up the list, I don't know about you guys, but when I looked up the list, I was like, there was a lot of good anime that came out this year.
Yeah.
Fuck 2020. Throw that out the window. 2021 had a banger.
Prime.
So good, man. So, obviously, we are also not going to just limit our picks to just things that just came out this year. In terms of, we're also going to include like third, fourth seasons of things. So it doesn't just have to be an original anime that came out this year. So, all seasons are on the table.
This year was so difficult to pick up, and it might be like the fact that some newer things are still stuck in our head. That might be why you might see newer things, but at least for my list. But this year was so good that the good anime got pushed lower on my list, or didn't make it at all. Like
Same.
the third, fourth, and fifth seasons of things that were so good were also like, I can't put that at the top. It's always good. So I gotta let something else be a stand-in for for what would be there.
Yeah, so
I just went with whatever popped out of my brain. So.
I mean, like One Piece itself was really good. I don't know if anybody has One Piece on their list, but I mean, like One Piece was
No.
pretty good this year.
It
Like
was good,
it came back up after last year just being all cakey.
I'd have to be like beginning of the year One Piece, maybe.
Yeah, we put that on our
Last,
list.
Like, I don't know what
Beginning of the year.
30
One Piece.
episodes have been kind of like meh.
Was that season 30 One Piece?
Yeah, don't even try and put in seasons. That's impossible. So yeah, we're just gonna go from our first three. I don't really know exactly like in order my 3 and 2, but we are gonna have like our official pick of number 1, and then we're gonna have some honorable mentions afterwards. So I guess I'll get this party started with something that I was actually surprised that I threw on my list, but I just had so much fun this season, and we actually talked about it a lot in our weekend talks. It's Zombieland Saga Revenge. I was actually really surprised when I was looking at everything on the list and everything of what came out this year. I got to be honest with you, I had a lot more fun with this than I thought. There were a lot. It ended up answering a lot of questions. Also, asking a lot more, like in terms of like the cliffhanger at the end. I just thought it was such a great season, and I loved watching it. You have no idea how many times I replayed these songs. I think that was another aspect of why I chose this, because just the songs were incredible. I don't even go back to some of the ones from season 1, but season 2, there was a point where I was just nonstop, like, dude, I would listen to them at the gym, and I was like, man, I can't get this out of my head. So there were a lot of different reasons why I chose Zombieland Saga Revenge, but not to get into too many spoilers here, but it was just such a great follow up. I mean, obviously, there are also other great season 2s, 3s, 4s out there that came out this year, but that one just really surprised me. And I've always really been into the idol animes, but this one just I have a video on our channel where I talk about why I think it's the best idol anime ever. Which can be argued, of course. If you're an idiot, no, I'm just kidding.
The
But
one where the wall talks to them. Is
that
on your list?
don't bring that up, dude. 5 girls just got released from that, and I just talked about it. I just talked about it on a podcast the other day, and I'm kind of pissed off. But anyway, I don't know why I keep up with this, but anyway, as you can tell, I'm really passionate about idol animes. I love Zombieland Saga. Zombieland Saga Revenge hit the nail on the head, so that is my first pick here.
And you know what? I will even enforce his opinion by saying it was this year that you were like, hey, there's this whole live concert. We could make it there, and we could go listen to that thing. And then we forgot, it was all sold out. We couldn't even get tickets. And so, but it was very exciting at the time. You're like, hey, listen to this hour and a half long live performance of all their songs. And I was like, you know what, Lucky, you got a point. This is really good.
It was very good.
It was really good. Okay, so like I said earlier, the way my brain works is just more recent things stick in my head better. Lower on my list, I've got things a little bit more dated towards the beginning of the year. But right now, I think my top 3 have kind of blown things out of the water for how emotionally connected I felt to them. And that's, I guess, what my list is mostly based on, is how hard did it impact me. And things like My Hero Season 5 were really good. Like, I loved every second of it. But it didn't grab me by the bullseye and take me on a ride. So my third one right now, for how much it surprised me, was Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings was far and above anything I expected from that anime. When I first saw the trailer for it, I think I saw it on Gaguk's channel, and then I did some investigation. In fact, he talked about it for like 10 seconds, and he just dropped it in real quick and was like, hey, this is this, and then kept on going with his life. What grabbed me was like the cartoony animation of it, that it really didn't look entirely realistic. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun anime, all about how this boy becomes like the king. And then it just starts getting into it, and the story gets heavy, and the way they're telling the story, you can't really, I think Johnny and I discussed this, where you can't really tell the morality of any character. They have a duality to them where you can see their like pure evilness, and you can see their pure goodness. A character who was evil in the first episode is suddenly good in the next one. And that is what I've been loving about this anime. They're real people in this anime. They're fake people, but they have real emotions.
Real fake people.
They're real fake people. And that's the thing, is like, when you get an anime that can really show off human personality like so well, in that, like, with a little bit of cartoony animation to it, and then it just starts getting real gritty as you're going through it, you're gonna get me every time. And that is mostly why I picked Ranking of Kings as my hard third.
Okay,
Nice.
Good pick.
Yeah.
For my third choice, to be honest, I've been like rearranging my list this whole time because I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, these guys good points. Maybe I should reconsider. Yeah, that would move this up here.
You know what?
I keep going back and forth.
Zombieland
Saga. But my third one is actually gonna be I don't remember the full name. It's Spider Reincarnation.
So I'm a spider. So
I know
what?
that's not the full name. Yeah, that one. I really enjoyed that anime because that really was like you had said with Rankings of Kings. It's a ride. It's so much of a roller coaster. Like, oh, not gonna make it. Just kidding. Leveled up. Everything's fine. And it's the amount of text you have to try and read every time. I mean, it really takes that whole isekai RPG system, and it just kind of blows it up. I mean, it's just so fun to watch. And even all the little just weirdly I guess RPG aspects of having multiple minds, and kind of like, I'm gonna send you over there and do this all crazy stuff. And it's just been a really great ride, and I've enjoyed watching it.
You know what? To be honest,
interesting isekai.
The amount of times that we pause the screen to see like literally the 3 paragraphs of text on the screen to be like, what are the powers now? That's what made it really, really like on top of all the points you made. That was really
Text
exciting.
gets smaller and smaller as they try to fit stuff into that tiny screen.
I mean, now you know how like high level RPG players feel like when they're like, I don't even know what powers I have. I just know what they do.
That's the thing, though. I don't think I've ever played a game like that. That's crazy. I've never had that many buffs in anything. So
That
there you go. Yeah. I'm a spider. So what?
Wow, man. Yeah, that I still gotta watch that one. I guess I'll have to binge watch it at some point. I just remember when you guys were telling me about that. I just remember when I used to play Final Fantasy X, and I got all the way to like a quarter of the game, never leveled up because I didn't know how to do it. It wasn't like leveling up where you automatically level up. It was like you level up and you go on the sphere grid and you have to put in like. You want 8 plus 200 HP? Here's a sphere for it.
Mhm.
Did not realize that was a thing until like a quarter way through the whole story, and I got stuck, and I was like, "Wow, this game's stupid." I'm getting like one shot by this boss. I was like, "Dude, I don't get this game, bro. I don't get it." And I had to return it back to Hollywood Video. You remember those days? So yeah, I had to return it. I was like, "Damn, this game is stupid." And then yeah, once I figured out that game, it was a lot easier, I have to say.
Yeah, just think you go back to that save, you just be like, take them off, Lee, and just drop it.
Dude, exactly.
I speared up. Boom.
Oh my god, yeah, that's exactly how it was. So so this one, as I was thinking about what came out this year, and I just remembered the hardest one one of the hardest ones that hit me. Now granted, I did binge watch the entire anime. The final season came out this year, but Fruits Basket, the final season, really hit me hard. I was really
He hasn't
surprised.
watched that.
Yeah. it was really surprising how good, how well they ended it off. They granted, I think there were some things that they could have expanded upon a little bit more, but we're getting a prequel to the anime pretty soon, so that's cool. But I have to say, the way that they put the bow on this whole series, I thought they did just so well. The dubbed was fantastic. I ended up like binge watching the anime and finishing or catching up to it right before, like the day before the final episode hit, which was awesome. And I have to say, man, I literally spent like a day in my house just watching this anime. And it brought me through like this wild riot of emotions and stuff. If you guys have not seen Fruits Basket, the newest iteration, I know there's like a previous iteration that I want to get into at some point, but I feel like it's probably like Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I don't know if I want to go back to that. But yeah, Fruits Basket really surprised me at how emotional it was. That didn't surprise me, but just how well the romances worked in it, and how heartbreaking some of them that didn't work out hit. It was just so crazy. And then having all of these characters who you thought were very simple, because you just expect some of these anime, oh, this person's evil because they're evil. No, there's just so much depth in each one of the characters, and I could just go on for days. But yeah, Fruits Basket, the final season, hit the nail on the head. I already used that one. What else can I use, guys? It absolutely
more nails.
Yeah, more
It shot
nails.
me directly
More
in the heart
freaking nails.
with a nail.
Yeah, just keep on using nail analogies. We'll be fine.
It's like that one It's like that one part of Final Destination where that person gets shot in the head with a nail gun. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. I got lobotomized with a nail. That's why I can't keep talking. That's why I keep talking about nails. So yeah, let's go, Michael.
Okay. Number 2 for me, like it was last time with part 1, because this is a part 2.
Oh yeah, I know where this one's going.
Mushoku Tensei has to be my all-time. It has to be one of my all-time favorite animes at this point, because it hits hard. It's always like we've said on our past weekend talks. Every single time we're so close to be like, yeah, Mushoku Tensei is the top of our list, and I feel like that was true for every episode that came out. Occasionally it would drop below to like 2 out of our 5 or 3 at the time, but most of the time every episode was the top of our list, because it just knows how to develop story and how to develop characters so well that it really tugs at your heartstrings. When you watch the reunification of Paul and Rudius, it really hits you in the stomach, because both of them come at each other with their own point of views. Like, why didn't you do this? Rudius is like, oh, it's my dad again. And his dad's like, who the hell are you, little kid? Like, why isn't your mom with you? Like, what's going on? And just a development from him as basically a kid developing all the way through to where he's at today. Every single episode is a banger. And I don't say that about too many shows. Like, even some of our like top shows, even My Hero, even some of these shows that have topped many lists don't have bangers every episode. And Mushoku Tensei is absolutely one of them. It's just an overall top anime. It's one, and I'll probably remember it long after it's gone.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. I was actually on my original list, but I've hence mixed it up a little bit, unfortunately. So it didn't make my list right now.
Put it in a Yahtzee cup and just shake it around. Be like, that.
I guess it's back to Mashako. Yeah, that's my number 2. My number 2 actually. I had called Lucky earlier, or not called, but I texted him about just whether we were doing seasons or just new anime, just because that makes the list really big or a little bit shorter. And I asked him about Attack on Titan, and then after I did that, I had a weird my brain was unlocked, and I just thought of all the crazy Attack on Titan scenes where Aaron's just wrecking shop, and Potato Girl Sasha.
Stop. You stop. You don't bring up Potato Girl in our household.
Yeah, never mind her. But yeah, there's just too much in there that it was too crazy of just a comeback from the previous seasons, and even then the end of that season or part, I don't know, is really good too, and it really sets it up for the next one. So I thought that was actually really super awesome, and I just had to mention it. So Attack on Titan. I can't talk. It's
Attack on
That's
Titan.
pretty good. That's really good.
Now I have the nail.
All right,
on, Lucky. Here's the nail.
Yeah, we'll just put the nail in our own coffin. So now we're gonna do some honorable mentions real quick before we get into our number 1. Usually we do the honorable mentions at the end, but we don't like to stick to game plans here. We are all about casually discussing things.
Got to build up that number 1.
Exactly.
Yeah, number 1's got to be big.
Exactly, guys. So
look at everything we didn't choose.
Exactly. So a couple of these might be on your list, but we'll see. So first off, I have Tacked Up Destiny. Really enjoyed that. Well, just finished it yesterday. A lot more into it than I thought I was going to be, but yeah. Anyway, Banished from the Heroes Party. Just finished that today. Holy cow, man, that was incredible. These Snow White notes. Wow, dude. Freaking autocorrect got me. It made me say the wrong name. Wow, that was like a really. Granted, the way it ended was probably the main reason why it didn't land on this list, but it was so close, guys. It was so close. Ranking of Kings was another one that Michael had just mentioned. Really surprised me, but I didn't know how it was going to end, so I was like, all right, let me leave this one off right now, just in case. But so far it's been living up to its potential. And then How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. I was really surprised at this one. Also, Funimation has been just killing it lately, so really love that one. Just everything about it was so good. So yeah, Michael, what are your honorable mentions?
Well, I'll start with one you mentioned already, and one that Johnny mentioned already. Spider is on the list. I can't believe I didn't remember it until you mentioned it, and I'm like, and I'm the one who I was like, Johnny, we should watch this. It looks so ridiculous. And it was really good. Banished from the Heroes Party is on the list. It almost made my number 3 because it's so
Me too.
good.
Yep.
But again, I think the arcs for it were not impactful enough for it to be like a top 3 anime right now. And it might be for a season 2 or something because it's really good. And for a guy who retires, basically, for telling a story of that level, that's amazing. Star Wars Visions is on my list. I was never expecting to see an anime Star Wars shorts.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really good. And like 3 of them are like top tier animation. Beastars season 2. I just like Beastars. It's great. It's a great story. I don't think it's anywhere close to being a top 3 anime, but I think it was really good. And I just want to remember that. Skate the Infinity. Yes. Just go watch it. People skateboard. It's great. And it comes with like my favorite line. I think it's I won't be able to remember it now. But It's something about transgender hoes, and it makes me laugh every time.
By the way,
because
we
it's
do
very-
mention this in the Generally Casuals podcast that I end up guest starring in, which will come out in a week or so. Michael. I
Oh
can't
yes,
remember.
I say it on that. Yeah, it'll come out next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great line, and it's so inclusive to be like anybody, everybody.
Everybody's a hoe. You hear that?
Yeah, everybody's a hoe. AOT, Attack on Titan, and then probably really high up there is Blue Period right now because its ability to tell a very conflicting and frustrating story about someone trying to achieve their dreams. Good job, Netflix. Great job, Johnny. Give us
Now,
that
for me
list.
to also repeat some of your guys's.
Here's your
Mushoku
entire
Tensei,
list.
As I had said, got on my honorable mentions. Miracle-chan, that was a super awesome one.
Yep.
I loved the contrast of just kind of normal anime and then just not normal at all and horrible. The entire title escapes me. Assassin becomes an aristocrat.
Asscrat, as we shorten
Asscrat,
it.
yeah. That one I thought was a really awesome kind of maybe the way it calls like a breakout anime. It's a new one and it just kind of took me by surprise. I thought it was an interesting twist on the, I guess, isekai premise.
And there's no hot poles in it.
Hot poles?
Yeah.
Rods, actually. Rods.
Sorry, hot rods.
Rods.
That's what I
rods.
meant. Sorry.
Let's
Speaking
get that
of,
right.
redo of healers on my honorable mentions.
Stop! Boo! Boo!
Because I am hopeful for season 2. I feel like hopefully they've got all the banging just out of their system.
Nope.
I really hope. Because
Absolutely not.
there were even I was like, this is a little too much. We can just move on and get to like some more revenge, because there were promises made to certain wolf girls and they were not fulfilled, and I'm sad about that.
She's not stronger.
No, she's not. I don't know.
That's definition of revenge.
She's waiting for that
Johnny.
protein, I guess. Another one was, and this is another one I gotta look up the name. I had it in my pictures.
It's
too long.
it's
Full Dive. This ultimate next gen full dive RPG is even shittier in real life. I really enjoyed that one too. That just seemed like a really fun premise of I don't know, because you compare it to like SAO and how serious that is, and this one was just kind of fun, and it had a good amount of fan service, which not everything was really fan servicey. It was just kind of they did it just because. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and I've maxed out my stats.
That's a great one.
I really enjoyed the premise of that. It was a very casual watch and I enjoyed it. And another one, which I don't think either of you guys have seen it. It's on Netflix. It's called Super Crooks.
3 episodes.
That is if anything, I really enjoyed that one because it really ties off into another series on Netflix, which maybe that's kind of a problem. I'm not trying to get people to watch it, but Super Crooks was a really fun heist anime, along with superpowers and stuff. So that is my honorable mentions.
Okay, Lucky.
Oh my god! I got a whole drum roll and everything. Actually,
what's your number one?
Before I get into that one, there's one that we didn't mention that I just thought we would probably all agree that it deserves an honorable mention. Is Komi Can't Communicate? Just really good. Really good slice of life anime. I just wanted to throw it out there. If you guys haven't watched it, go Netflix. Once again, my number one. I have to say, when I looked back on everything, I had to choose this one. Just the emotional impact, the storytelling, the images that still are in my brain. Is To Your Eternity is my number one. It is absolutely. It was just one of those animes where, first off, like if you skip the opening, I mean, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. It is just dude, Utada Hikaru, who does the music for Kingdom Hearts. She does like all the OPs and stuff. Granted, they're not all hits, especially when Skrillex gets involved. But throwing shade a little bit out there.
I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, but either way, it was just such a great way to, because you don't really think about how. I mean, I was trying to figure out how are they going to make an immortal interesting, and they really do make an immortal very interesting. What are the villains going to be like? The villains were actually very good. What are they going to do with, like, how are they going to explain all this? They explained, I mean, an amount of it. Obviously, it's a supernatural story. It's very tough. Also, the fact that they had mentioned at the very end, like, we'll be back, and it's like, oh, thank God, there is going to be a season 2 of this. I think everybody was really high up on this anime, and I definitely saw why. And man, it was just such a wild ride to the point where I just could not believe that anime had gotten this far. Like especially when you watch the first episode and you don't cry. First off, you need a soul. We'll work on getting you one. Maybe we'll talk to Big Mom out there at some point. But yeah, either way, To Your Eternity, best anime of the year for me. It was so good.
It's weird that Lucky tried to throw in one at the end, and that happens to be my number one. My number one is Komi-san Can't Communicate, mostly because I nearly cried in like half the episodes that have released so far. We still have 2 more episodes, and normally I don't put stuff that's on my list that's not finished, because we've done like top anime of the year before, but so far, just like the anime that Lucky recommended to me a long time ago in a game that we lost, which now escapes me because I have a terrible memory, Kimi ni Todoke, it is so emotionally impactful. And this one is even more so. And as somebody who did not cry during To Your Eternity, this one made me very much tear up, because the way that they introduce basically social anxiety in a form that you can process if you don't have social anxiety, refer to Lucky's video about social anxiety and Komi-san Can't Communicate, is so impactful. And it really puts a spotlight on other people's issues and how to get through them. The first episode, the way it was animated and the way they basically like showed that like that wall of panels of our main boy like remembering all these little things with Komi, and then moving on to him like going like, hey, let me have this very intimate moment with you while we write to each other on the chalkboard. And from there, there's been so many emotional moments where you just see Komi taking a little baby step forward, another baby step forward. And every single one of those really moved my heart in a way that I was not expecting when I first saw this. So Komi is one of my favorite animes. It's very emotional. It impacts me in a way that I was expecting. And I'm really looking forward to all the seasons in the future and her finally not overcoming social anxiety, but learning to cope with it and with her support structure around her. Redo Healer, number one right here.
Yeah, honorable mention
better
and
be.
first thing.
Better be, bro.
Admittedly, actually, Lucky mentioned this earlier, and he had a good point, which kind of made me waver a little bit, but I'm still going to stick with it. It's Ranking of Kings. I think I chose it as number one because this anime went from not on my radar at all, like to me purposely being like, oh, hey, Ranking of Kings. Anyway, let me get to the rest of the stuff I have to watch. I was checking back every day instead of just looking up when it was going to come out and like wondering, is it out? Is it out? Because the ride that this show provides is just kind of insane, and there's so much up and down, back and forth, these crazy cliffhangers. I mean, it was the only anime that I've watched in a while that was like, I need to stop right now. I need to take a break for a little bit from watching anime because of a line that was said at the end of one of the animals.
That nail though.
End of the anime.
Hold on. There
My
we
brain
go.
doesn't work.
Brain's got to nail it.
I'm gonna try and end it there because I don't know when I'm gonna have a seizure. Ranking of Kings, it blew me away, and I'm excited to see. Huh?
Do you remember the line at the end of the anime?
Yeah, I do. It was, so I've sacrificed another son.
That was a good one.
I heard that and I just had to stop. I went inside. I stopped watching anime and I just kind of
oh my gosh,
laid in my bed for a little bit.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So Ranking of Kings.
Absolutely, give all 3 of these a watch because they're great.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. And man, those are some pretty good top ones. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with any of us? Do you think we're all trash and all that kind of stuff? I mean, we welcome all comments of all sorts. But I mean, I think arguably this is one of the most packed years of anime that I've ever been a part of. And that's saying a lot, That's saying a freaking lot. But guys, let us know in the comment section down below what you guys thought, or if you guys are listening to this podcast, you guys are always more than welcome to email us at animecasuals with an S, real, REAL, @gmail.com. Don't forget, I will be appearing on Michael's podcast, or Michael, Richard, and Corey's podcast, Generally Casual. It'll be technically this week because this comes out on Monday.
Yes.
Over in Generally Casual, you can check out All Things Casual at the link tree in the description box down below. There will be a link to their podcast as well if you want to check that out. And we are talking about anime, so it is an anime-friendly episode as always. So anyway, I think that was pretty much it. I hope you guys had a great New Year, nice and safe New Year. No, you guys didn't have a safe New Year. You guys probably went
Happy 2022.
Happy 2022. But as
Good luck to
always,
us all.
guys, don't forget to keep
It
Casual.